Welcome to B96 Chicago. Have you guys been to Chicago before? You have, right?
Yes.
Yeah, a bunch
Yeah.
of times.
Yeah. Now, I saw you had pizza for breakfast this morning. Is that right?
I did, because I had some pizza last night, and then I saved some slices specifically for breakfast because cold deep dish pizza is divine.
The best, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was incredible.
Now,
When-
Giordano's, is that
It
right?
was Giordano's,
Yeah.
yeah.
Nick was getting special intel from Adam Richman.
Yeah, he's a mate of mine, so he was giving me some.
Oh, okay. And letting you know all the inside scoop.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
Giordano's wasn't on any email I got from him, but it was, it
Oh.
was close. So I think last time we came to Chicago, Dave Matthews' tour band had just dumped all that poo on the boat.
Oh, yeah. So that was a while ago. That was
Yeah.
a couple years ago.
I'll never forget that.
That was a big deal.
It was a
That
big
was
deal.
the
deal.
outside scoop.
How did you get from pizza to that?
Well, it was a seamless segue.
I suppose
Needed
we
a
all do
pooper
in
scoop for that one.
Yeah.
You
in some
like that?
respect.
I could be in one of your movies, right, with my jokes?
There you go.
With your jokes.
Just kidding.
Can
But
I
you
just
know,
say, at Giordano's last night, we were halfway through the meal, and the manager
Yeah.
came over, comped us.
no kidding.
Really?
Yeah, and we were just so chuffed. And it was a damn fine meal, I must say that.
Was it
It's the
Mr.
best.
Giordano himself?
It was Dave Giordano.
Don Giovanni.
Well, that's good stuff. Well, I'm glad then. So you're enjoying your time here so far.
Always. It's always too
Yeah.
quick. You know, we come in and we do the screening and we come and do our press and then we have to leave, and it's I want to come here and spend some time because it feels like such a great city.
I'm sure Showbiz Shelly can get comped at the pizza place as well.
Oh, you get
You'd be
comped everywhere.
surprised.
Really?
Mm,
You need to hang out with us and get some.
I think Don
think I do.
Giordano will be all over you like a
you
rash.
think so? Really?
Yeah.
Do I want Don Giordano?
You want some extra arugula?
That's what he'd be saying, stuff like that.
Well, I'll have to look at that next time I go
Why
there.
don't you come and sit on Don Giordano's lap, huh?
He'd be saying stuff like that.
I bet he sounds just like that too, doesn't he?
It really does. It really does.
It's always-
So, you guys, this movie, The World's End, is going to be in theaters August 23rd. I don't even really know where to start with this because it starts off, you guys are going drinking, you know, you want to relive the past a little bit, you know, reenact sort of the olden days. But then it sort of takes this bizarre twist. You guys want to get into it a little bit?
Yeah, it's a story of a guy who never really grew up. You know, the best year of his life was in 1990, and things never got better for him. So he's kind of trapped in the past. And they did this pub crawl, him and 4 friends, when they were 18. That it was 12 pubs. They managed about 9. It was an amazing night. But Gary, my character, 23 years later, is sitting looking back thinking, we should try that again. So he gathers his friends together, none of whom really like him anymore.
Mm-hmm.
He manages somehow to cajole them back to going to Newton Haven where they grew up. They return to their hometown. They start the crawl. A few pubs in, it all goes a bit weird.
It gets really weird.
Let's have a
Like
look at a
most
clip.
nights of drinking, you know.
But it does anyway,
starts kind
right?
of quiet,
Mhm.
then it gets silly, then it gets kind of like, you know, a bit fighty,
Mhm.
then some angry recriminations, then a bit maudlin, then
Mhm.
silly again, and then complete blackout, and then, you know, the next morning,
Hangover.
deep galactic
regret.
regret.
Right. And now, I think, was it you, Edgar, that called it a social science fiction?
Yes.
Is that right? Why do you call it that?
Well, it's sort of it's based on like a lot of those movies of the 50s and 60s and stuff are all like sort of very, you know, kind of those political alien invasion films. But ours is more about like the idea of like they go back to the hometown and it's changed, you know,
Mhm.
like sort of the architecture has changed and the chains have all come in, so that they've waxed lyrical about their hometown. Then when they go back, they realize it's just like the city. So it's sort of something just about kind of like the, you know, feeling alienated in your hometown, basically.
And now, when you guys did this film, did you actually drink? Were you drinking beers when you were doing it? or no?
Insurance would say otherwise.
Oh,
This isn't
okay.
a French film. It's not the artist.
So, is it just apple juice? What is it? Is
No,
it
it was water. You can't really. I mean, the amount we had to drink. I mean, considering
lot,
there's
yeah.
12 pubs in the film
Mhm.
and 1 pint each in each pub. There are several takes per shot, whatever.
Mhm.
We were drinking gallons and gallons and gallons of this stuff. It was water
Mhm.
with a little bit of burnt sugar and cream soda on top to give it the froth.
Mhm.
And we were very hydrated and went to the toilet a lot.
Well, okay. Well, especially you, because you really did drink water, right? You didn't drink towards your later years. Like
No, I think you mean Simon. Simon's not a drinker at this
No,
point.
you mean
No, in the
your
film.
No, but in the
character is drinking
movie.
water
Oh,
at
I'm
the
so
start.
Yeah,
sorry.
no,
Yeah,
sorry, I
I mean, my
should've said
character
your
didn't drink for
character- yeah.
16 years.
Right.
And then, you know, within 3 or 4 hours of meeting Gary again, things occur and he falls
Howling
off.
with sambucas.
Yeah, shots happen.
shots happened.
Shot happens.
And then it got weird.
Yeah.
Then it gets weird.
And then it gets weird. And so last night, you guys had this big screening here in Chicago. I mean, your fan base is just amazing. Were you guys amazed by all the people that were just screaming? And
You
We're
get
always
used to
amazed,
it.
you know.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah, we're amazed.
No, it was really.
You get used to it.
It is amazing. You know, you
Yeah.
come a long way from home and there are people that like your stuff. It's very flattering that, you know.
It's incredible because we made a small film in the UK 10 years ago, Shaun of the Dead, which got
Right.
a lot of love and found its way over here and found fans over here, and then Hot Fuzz sort of consolidated that. And to be coming over to cities like Chicago and finding these people that are, you know, happy to see us and stuff, it's nice because we didn't know our film would ever get a international release, you know, when we made it, Shaun of the Dead. And now to be making films on this scale, we feel very lucky, you know.
It's a long way from being nobodies in the UK to getting comped at Giordano's.
Yes.
You're right. And I have to tell you guys,
It's a
a lot of
spicy
people.
meatball.
A lot of people. I told them you were coming in, and so many people around the office were like,
They wanted to comp us.
no, they were so excited you were here. And so you
Do
might.
you have a list of Chicago restaurants and bars that will comp?
I could just name you some. I can't promise they'll comp you though.
Oh, okay, right.
If we
Yeah.
take you out for dinner, could you get us comped if they don't comp us? Because
Now here's the thing. I could try, but you have to promise not to laugh if I don't,
okay,
or that you'll get mad if I
I
don't.
don't
No, we
think
never
John,
would.
We are
Don
actually-
Giordano would like you going out with these guys.
we are motivated by free food. The whole thing of the whole thing of the Cornetto ice cream, which appears in all three films. In
Oh,
Shaun of the
okay,
Dead,
right.
there's this ice cream. It's called a Cornetto. Here you have it as a drumstick or a king cone, I think.
Hmm.
Is because we put one in Shaun of the Dead, a joke when Nick's character Ed has a hangover,
Hmm.
and the first thing he wants in the morning is a Cornetto ice
Cornetto.
cream because it's a good hangover cure.
Hmm.
So at the premiere of Shaun of the Dead in London, April 2004, we got free Cornettos, and we couldn't believe it. We'd never been given free stuff
Comped.
before. Comped.
Really?
Comped.
See, if I would have known, I would have brought you guys something.
That's okay.
I just didn't realize.
You
But
blew
you
it,
know,
all right?
like-
Forget
I
it.
know.
You can
and-
validate our parking if you want.
Will that do it?
Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
Directors like Brett Ratner and Michael Bay, they're all about the fancy sport cars and the you know
But
the
like-
race horses.
The ho-
We just want the.
You can't survive with those. You need food, right?
Yeah,
So-
we just want the ice cream.
Yeah.
We're happy to take. Well, you'd like a sports car as well.
Yeah. Made
Yeah.
of ice cream.
And ice cream. Well, maybe also
Ferrari's
too.
Italian.
I'll give you a list of clubs too, or nightclubs. You want to go to some?
We don't go
We
out.
want to post up
No.
at the club.
nightclubs?
You
Do
know.
some dancing.
Yeah, we
Electronic.
want.
Our stunt
I
choreographer.
want
wants
to twerk with some shorties.
Do you twerk like Miley
Yeah,
Cyrus?
I twerk.
You do.
Yeah.
Do you want to demonstrate, or is it not the right time?
No, I twerked myself last night.
Oh.
I think something went.
We did an interview in Austin, and the DJ
Called a
did an
twerk
upside down twerk,
Yeah, she did an inverted twerk.
an inverted
How
twerk,
would that work?
Well, you basically do a handstand
Okay.
and then twerk.
and then you shake your booty.
Then you go to twerk.
I hate to disappoint you again, but I don't know that I really can do that.
You don't have to do it.
Oh,
You've
okay,
already
good.
impressed
I
us.
think we
Okay,
like you just as you are.
Oh, really good. I like you guys too. Now, I wanted to ask you.
Which one you like the best?
I like you
It's
all
not a
equally.
competition.
They always ask me that on the show too. I like you all equally.
Okay.
So
I know what you're saying.
now, talk to me about the royal baby.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Dave.
You know he has a name now,
Dave
right?
Aaron
George.
Windsor.
The royal
That was
baby.
good.
Yeah.
I know it's better.
Georgie boy.
I think his full name is #Royal Baby.
Hashtag royal baby. That's
Yeah.
right. That's what we do here.
I think that's what his name is. I think that they've done away with George and they just thought they'd go for #Royal Baby because that's how everybody knows him.
Right now, I can tell you for an absolute fact, and this is an absolute, a scoop for the station.
Yeah.
He is probably crapping himself, crying a lot, and not sleeping through the night, eating a lot, being a little bit grumpy at times.
Baby
but,
business.
Yeah, that sort of stuff.
Tell Shelley what every single citizen of the United Kingdom has to do.
Well, part of being British is when there is a royal baby,
Uh-huh.
there is a very ancient charter set up in the time of King George III, and every household has to change the baby once.
Really?
So there will be a knock on the door, and you'll open the door, and there will be
A royal squire.
the royal squire there holding #George, and you
Hashtag
have
royal
to
baby.
change
Royal
it.
baby.
#Royal baby. You have to change it,
Right.
And
Now,
also,
and
the
you get
phrase,
to keep the dung.
and I'm sure many people do probably,
It's
right?
very good
Frame
for your
it.
roses. apparently.
Golden emission.
Also,
you-
the phrase crowning, it comes from the royal births because royal babies are born with a crown on, a crown of bones,
Uh-huh.
and they, because of when obviously that appears first, and that's why
That's why it's called crowning.
that's why it's called crowning.
Sure. Now,
People
yeah.
in the UK are a bit freaked out about the baby's resemblance to Joffrey.
Yeah.
quite scary. We wonder
It
what's
is.
going to happen in 20 years' time.
Something might get revealed there.
Yeah.
But
And
now
Sean
do you
Bean's gone missing as well. Which is weird.
Oh gosh. Well, but I feel like the royal baby would probably get more comp stuff than all of us. You think I'm wrong?
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
I
Oh,
feel like
yeah.
he probably does.
They'd
right?
get gold
Yeah.
pizza.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, have you guys heard of Honey Boo Boo?
Oh hell yeah!
What do you think of Honey Boo Boo?
I don't know. What is it?
Oh, you don't know
It's a
Honey
girl.
Boo Boo?
It's
It's a girl, right?
It is
I'm
a
still
girl.
I'm still recovering from Jersey Shore, so I skip Honey Boo.
Jersey Shore, that
Who's
too.
Honey Boo
Isn't it
Boo?
like a young girl who's really big
She
and
used to do
horrible?
pageants. She became famous because she did these pageants, right? And then they gave her
Oh,
a spin-off show with her family, who they call them like rednecks. you
Right.
know?
Yeah, I know what
Yeah.
redneck is. Yeah.
Yeah, and so
I've
they
I've seen the
is she
Dukes of Hazzard. Yeah.
Is she the US equivalent of the royal baby?
maybe to some. Now I will. The big baby too that here is Northwest. You know,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Kanye's baby. That's
Yeah.
the other big baby.
What is the connection between us and hashtag Honey Boo Boo?
Nothing.
Okay.
I just wanted to get your take
Wait, I
on
didn't
it.
even know what is Honey Boo Boo.
It's a show. It's a reality show. It's kind of like Jersey Shore type.
Isn't she
It's
really
about,
spoiled
like,
and big?
She's big. Yeah.
But she's
the
a
whole family is
child.
big.
But it's
Yeah,
okay
she's
to
a child.
laugh at her because it's on TV.
Right. So just a lot of people. It's like one of the more popular shows here. And
Yeah, because
everybody
people
really
love
makes
to
fun of
see
it.
people sort of like suffer.
Yeah.
and-
or worse off than that, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
But this movie, though, anything else you guys want to say about this film? Because I mean, there's like blue stuff happening. I mean, I don't really know what else to say
There's blue
about
stuff
it, you know? Like, it's
Not
just
blue.
so weird.
That was a good description. No,
Not
there
blue
is a
in the
lot of blue
sense
stuff,
of-
but
not-
not in the blue stuff happening in like.
It's
in
not a blue
sort of-
movie.
It's not a blue movie.
It's blue.
It sort of has elements of blue.
Well, it's just an incredibly. Oh, I'd like to. Well, considering what we've seen audiences watch it, it's very funny,
Yeah.
very exciting, and
A little bit emotional.
emotional.
Mhm.
Great film. And if summer's been a disappointment for you, which it has been for a lot of people, it ain't over yet.
Mhm.
And the world's end could just save summer for you, listeners.
Let's have a look at
That's
a
a
clip.
great message.
August
Yeah.
23rd.
That's a good message. August 23rd. Just one random side note question I have.
I like it.
When
How can it be any more random than Honey Boo Boo?
you're probably right. So when people throw up in a
Yes.
movie scene,
Yeah.
how do they do that? Are they really throwing up? What are they doing?
Yeah, no. If you do, it's usually like a mix of like vegetable soup and or sometimes porridge. Like usually,
It's
there's
just
two ways
stored
of doing
in the
it.
mouth.
One way is
Okay.
that you have this tube at the side of your mouth, so when you shoot
Oh.
it side on, you go. Bleh.
Okay.
Or the other way is you just put like porridge
In your
like
mouth?
oatmeal in your mouth.
It
Yeah.
never looks very
Yeah.
convincing when it's just a mouthful of something because you can't project it. Like you know when you're sick, it
Sure.
projects.
Yeah.
Whereas if the pipe thing is good
Mm-hmm.
because and I've done that. I did a movie where I had to like throw out green stuff,
Uh-huh.
and it was like a little.
I don't know if you've seen The Exorcist. Simon played the
Oh,
part of
that's-
Linda Blair.
It was a little thing that went around the side of my mouth, and it came. And the best throwing up I remember seeing in a movie that springs to mind is in The Witches of Eastwick. Veronica Cartwright
Oof.
throwing up the
Cherry
cherry
pit, cherry
stone,
pit.
Okay, I didn't
which
see.
is really. It's a
Okay.
great movie. The
Yeah.
Witches of Eastwick.
What's the name for what's the condition if you're you can't watch vomit on screen? There's
A human.
Pussy.
there's a name. There's a name for it. Damn it. Somebody out there.
Let's
will
have a
know.
break and come
Please
back.
call into B96 if you know the medical
We'll
condition
Google
where
that.
you're
Yeah. But
phobic. You're phobic of vomit.
Honky phobic.
Honky-phobic, that's it.
Homophobic.
Vomitophobic.
I
Thank you, Shelley. It's a more
Vomophobic.
sensible offering.
Yeah.
A vomophobic.
But again, I
Homophobic.
told you, random question, but there's a little of that in the movie, so that's why I was just wondering.
There was a tiny.
Oh yeah, there's a little bit
A little
of.
bit.
That's the reason I asked that is somebody who is like phobic of vomit asked if there were any throwing up scenes in the movie,
Oh,
and I
yeah.
said cover your eyes in the first 3 minutes and then you're fine.
And then you're fine. Right. Right. Well, you guys, it was a pleasure meeting you.
It was
too.
a pleasure.
And I wish that you would get to stay longer because then we'd go clubbing.
We could go
You know.
Post up in the
out,
dirt.
maybe hang out for a bit, and
Our stunt
We would
coordinator
twerk.
wants to
we
take
could
us to
twerk, have some
Underground
pizza.
We could twerk, have
You
some
would
pizza,
have a-
call
Free
it a day.
pizza.
Yeah.
Nibble on one of Don's dough balls.
tonight. Oh my god.
On that note, thanks, you guys.
August 23rd.
Thank you.
August 23rd.
you.
August